Perfect. Well, welcome to Reels and Wheels, where I am not Reels and Wheels, but in fact, I am Kendra. And with me today, I am so damn excited. I have Chili Pepper on here. Hello, Chili. Do I call you Mr. Pepper?
Hey, pepper, it's okay. Chili, whatever you want.
Chili. Fernando is your government name, correct? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Well, we won't
Yeah,
use
but
that.
yeah,
Well,
if you say Fernando, probably no one will know.
no, they'll be like, "Who the hell is that?" Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I am so excited. And you and I were just talking about, we ended the season. We fired our GM,
Yeah.
first round draft pick. Man, oh man. So we're going to get to that, but I just want to talk first about you and Cam. I don't know how long ago you guys met. I do know this has been on the back of his wheelchair for
Yeah,
years.
that's me. Mhm.
This hung on the back of his wheelchair. He actually had one of your stickers on the back until it rolled off, but it's very
Yeah.
dirty. But I pulled this off because I still have his wheelchair. This hung on the back of his wheelchair forever. And he thought you and Titan Man were the coolest dudes in the entire world.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I did find the picture of us outside the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. It was like, I don't know, like 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was quite. Cameron was a season ticket member for a long time, and then I decided to learn football just so I could spend time with Cameron. And first game I ever went to, Henry ran 99 yards against the Jaguars, and I remember going, "Oh, I get it. I get it
It was
now." Yeah,
it was a night game.
yeah, that was a night game, and man, it was cold. I had pneumonia, and I did not care. My hair stood up, and I went, "Okay, I'm a fan now." So,
Yeah, I get it now. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just get into you, Chili Pepper. Now, are do you live in Texas or do you live in Mexico?
No, Mexico.
You live in Mexico. So do you come to every game
Hmm. Yeah.
outside of Tennessee as well, the away games as well?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but well, not like every single one of them, but at least like 13, 14 a season.
Wow. So how long have you
Yeah,
been doing this where you go to the home and the away games?
like maybe 12 years.
12 years. Now tell me, okay, what is the origin of the name Chili Pepper? Because I
Oh,
have my own ideas, but I would love to know what the actual answer is.
oh, well, it's super simple. I started going to the games, right? But I just went there and just sat there and watched the game, cheer and stuff like that. And it was back in like 2017, no, 2016, I think, 2016. A friend of mine, he used to live in Denver.
Okay.
So he had a chili pepper hat, and then he went to the Rockies game, the Colorado Rockies baseball team, and he wore the chili
Mm.
pepper hat, and he was on TV. So we were talking. We were sitting at a bar in Chihuahua, like
In
uh,
Chihuahua,
uh,
he just
uh, and I was telling him like, "Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna leave to Nashville to watch the game and stuff like that." And he
Mm.
said like, "You might need to take my pepper and wear it, and maybe you'll be on TV."
Mm.
Yeah, so I said like, yeah, that's a good idea. We were having some drinks, so
Oh, alcohol's behind the decision. Got it. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no good story. It comes after eating a salad or nothing like that. No? Yeah,
I ate some Brussels sprouts and came up with this idea. No.
yeah, so we drove to his house and then we got the chili pepper, and then I flew to Nashville, and when I sobered a little bit up, I was at the stadium and like carrying the chili pepper hat, and I said, I don't think this is like a good idea, and it felt like I don't know, it felt weird,
Right.
but I was just there, and I said like, hell, I'll do it, and then I wore it, and I didn't go on TV, but yeah, I got a little bit of attention, people and stuff like that. So I wore it, and then I wore it to the next game, and it was a Houston game, a game in Houston, and I was walking down, entering the stadium, and I don't know if you know who Jim Wyatt is.
Oh, of course I know who John Wyatt is.
So Jim, he didn't know me at that time, but he just saw me that I was walking. So he was upstairs, and then he took a picture from far away,
Right.
and then he said like, this fan is a hothead or something like that.
Love that.
Yeah, and then he posted it, and then someone that followed me on Facebook, I just had like a few followers,
Right.
and someone that followed me on Facebook told me, "Is this you?" And he told me
Are
that,
you the hothead?
and he told me that you just got posted by the senior editor of the Titans. So I then just um, PM Jim and told him like, "Hey, that's me." And then the next game, it was an Arizona game, and I went with my daughter, and then my mother-in-law got me a small chili pepper hat for my daughter as well. So
Wow.
we went to the game, and and just by chance we ran into Jim.
Wow. At that game.
Yeah, yeah. And then he took some pictures and stuff like that, and then that's so basically Jim Wyatt gave me the name.
Man, and that's an accolade right there to say Jim Wyatt gave you the name. That's
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like some drunk friend in a bar gave you the name, Jim Wyatt.
No,
So
he just gave me the hat. The drunk friend gave me a
the
hat.
drunk
Yeah,
friend just gave you the hat, yeah, but I'm
yeah,
sure he loves to having, the credit for that.
yeah, yeah. It was Jim, and then yeah, Jim. We have became good friends after that. So
Right. Well, that's
yeah,
perfect. Well, now you mentioned your daughter, Greta Lou, correct?
yeah.
Now she goes to a lot of the games with you?
Yeah, well, not all of them because she has to go to school and stuff
Sure.
like that. But yeah. She's been to, I don't know, maybe over. She's 9 years old now, so I don't know. Maybe she's been to 20, 25 games now.
Wow. And does she understand the sport?
Basics, yeah,
Basics. About like me. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
I thought football is for dummies. And
But
just watching the game. So I don't understand it all, but I'm much smarter than I was when I started. So
yeah, so
yeah,
actually, that's a really good book. I got that book too. I got it
yeah.
like
It's
five
yeah,
years.
it's a great book actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
Cam
got
played
it like 5 years.
Madden. Yes, I watched Madden and I just, watched him play it. I just wanted to know why every time he'd come home, he was in a really bad mood if we lost. And then I figured out that we're in a bad mood a lot. So
Yeah. So I got that book because I was trying to explain to Greta how everything worked, but I didn't know how, so I just Greta. Ven. So yeah, say hi.
hi,
Hi.
hi, I'm Kendra. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you like going to the games with your dad? Especially when we win, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me
So
ask you, were you an Oilers fan before? Like,
yeah.
so how long have you been a fan of of our team?
Oh, the franchise
Yeah.
for like 36 years since I was like Greta's age.
You're
Yeah.
only 35, so how is that possible?
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I was like 8 years old when my grandparents they were season ticket members for the Oilers.
I
So
love that.
yeah, so I have always lived in Mexico, but
Sure.
I yeah I traveled to Houston back and forth to visit my grandparents and everything. So they were season ticket members of the Oilers and the Astros. So that
Okay.
I'm a huge Astros fan as well.
Yes. I've actually been to an Astros game before. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a long time ago, but yeah, that was really cool. Well,
yeah,
now, so that means you were there for the Music City Miracle.
yeah.
So what, besides the Music City Miracle, unless that is your answer, what is your greatest Titans moment that you have
Hmm.
experienced live?
Like game wise or
It,
just
it does not matter. Game wise, tailgate wise, drunk on Broadway, whatever the case may be. I know you and Mr. Titan have went down Broadway before drinking, so
oh
I want to know some stories.
yesterday. Yeah, we did that yesterday.
Yeah, oh, you did that. Yeah. Well, it's a good day to do it. So,
Yeah. So, well, maybe tailgate wise, I love the tailgate thing at KC when we went to the AFC playoff, the AFC championship. It was amazing. And I love the tailgate at New England when we won there.
yeah.
It was, yeah, it was a wild card game. But I think the one at KC was amazing. And one of my most memorable things, it's like, I don't know, like 5 years ago. It was the Oilers ex-players alumni reunion in
Oh,
Nashville. So, yeah, front office had the grace or maybe an honor to invite me So I was there and I saw all the players that were my like childhood heroes when I was like Greta's age. I
Yeah.
used I used to collect, the trading cards and stuff like that. Well, because I just watched them, on TV, and every now and then I went to Houston, I went to the game, so I watched all them play, and yeah, like 35 years later, 30 years later, I was there like having lunch with all of them.
Were you
So
fangirling hard? I would just be my mouth would be gaped open.
yeah, it was a pretty amazing
Yeah.
time, and the thing is, what was hard because we were all having lunch and stuff like that, and I was ashamed of asking like for pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm invading privacy or I'm bothering people and stuff like that. So, but I really want to get pictures with all of them because they were like basically my heroes, and they were all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That
so
was your whole childhood.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
I did take one or two pictures, but not all of them.
sure.
And
Yeah.
then at KC as well, I was walking into a bar, and Warren Moon was there. So I
Wow.
went there to introduce myself, and he said like, "Yeah, I know who you are." And
You're
I'm
the
like, "Yeah,
hothead. You're the
yeah,
hothead.
yeah." And he
I
bought me a,
love that. Yeah,
and
Cameron was somewhere. He was at a tailgate somewhere, and someone turned. They told him to turn around. He turned around. There was Eddie George, and there was several of them. And
yeah.
Cameron just kind of sat there and just stared. I was like, "Do you want a picture?" And he's like, and he didn't even like he couldn't even form words. And then he got brave when they used to have training camps and you could go before
Oh yeah.
it was the lottery and you could go. And I remember he rolled up to the fence and Delaney Walker came by and he was like, "Hey, give me your gloves." And
Mhm.
I just looked at him later. He's like, "You don't say no to a kid in a wheelchair." And sure enough, he got Delaney Walker's gloves. And I was like, "Man, you know how to work this thing."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everybody knew who Cam was. Everybody knows the kid in the wheelchair. It's like everybody knows the hothead with a chili pepper on his head.
yeah. Everybody knew Cam. I remember Cam very
Yeah,
well. I
absolutely,
remember
absolutely.
when
Yeah.
when I was named fan of the year. I remember he was the first person that I took a picture with him after. Yeah, they did the announcement at the stadium,
Yeah.
and I remember it was like kind of a stage there.
Yeah.
So I was walking to my seats again, and Cameron was there. Yeah, I remember clearly. Yeah.
I love that so much. Yeah, he was he was true blue. Like he loved the
Yeah.
Titans and I loved him for that. We actually went to the game and we got
Oh,
the
nice.
yeah, so we this was I don't remember which game this was because I don't know that I can go to another football game again, but after he passed, they presented me with that. So I was super excited to do that.
That's
But
nice.
let me ask you this. So, given the season we've had, have you had any regrets about all the traveling when we play so poorly like we did this year?
Well, that's a hard question, but I will try to be as honest as I can.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Uh, well, football is. I love football and I love the sport and I love the team,
Right.
but as well I love the people that I hang out with, and I love the experiences. And every time I go, it's a different experience. And I felt that I don't want to be like bragging or sound cocky about it, but it's just the truth. I'm just being honest. When I wasn't sure to going to this game, actually, I was sitting at the hotel just waiting for the game, to walk to the stadium, and I was thinking like, I maybe made a mistake, right, Common? Because
Hmm.
the game it's nothing, and it's raining, and it's cold, and I should be back home with my family and stuff like that, right? But then I thought I'm already here, and then Adam and I we just walked to the stadium, and it was like almost empty, of course. But I saw people, and I saw like kids, and everyone was like super cheerful that we went there. Like the two dressed up dudes are here and stuff like that, and then we say hi, and I met this nice couple from El Paso. With they were bringing their kid for their first game. Sorry, and well, we tried to give them the cool experience. We got some gloves for them.
Love
The
that.
kids sat with me at front row and everything. So we bring something to the game, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, and I love the sport. I love the team and everything, but it's not just about football. I think like it's about um,
It's a
like
community.
sharing with my
Yeah.
friends. I have my crew there that we all travel and everything. It's a new experience, meeting new people. And when I was a kid and I went to the game, like here in Houston. I went in Houston. It was the first time that I saw like a dome, like a closed
Right.
stadium and stuff like that. For me coming from Mexico, so I felt like, oh man, this is amazing. So I fell in love with it, and I thought that I promised myself that I would be part of it, like in some way. Of course, I can't play even to save my life, right? But
Right.
what I said, like I need to be part of this. So like I don't know, 30 something years later, I feel like I'm kind in my own way, like part of it, and I
Oh,
bring
you are
people.
a Titan. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. I mean, I think when we see people like you, we see people like Titan Man, we go, they are just like Lance Smith will always be a Titan. You know, that
Oh,
there's people who are just, you are just a part of the franchise, even if you're not on the field.
thank
And it feels, even for me, I've only been a season ticket member for, the past like 4 years, but to
you.
see people like you, I'm like, it's like seeing a celebrity. And then
Thank
to know that my son knew you, he had your little stuff thing on his wheelchair. Like now I'm cool because I'm Cam's mom and Cam knew
you.
you. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, I mean, you're definitely a part of the franchise, I would
yeah,
say, for sure.
thank you. I appreciate that, and that's why I have those like stuff those made, and I make stickers, and I make like coloring books and stuff like that. I don't sell them or nothing. I invest in my own money just to give them away to kids, so so they get like a nice experience, right? Like I met that crazy Mexican dude like all dressed up, but I gave him like like well, a stuffed doll or something. I think it's a nice memory, right? Just to
Yeah,
be kind, like it's it's nothing. Just to be kind and maybe change someone's day, you know?
just you never know. It's, it
Yeah.
could be like with me. It was my first game, and just you had that first game, that first experience is everything, especially when you continue to watch the games. So I
Yeah.
saw on Facebook today that you said you thought you would be a great GM. And I
Well,
think I agree.
no, sometimes I just talk nonsense because
No, no, no. That's what Facebook's about, is talking nonsense.
yeah, it is a sad day for us. So I just try to bring like a comedy note on that. But
Yeah.
of course I wouldn't be fit for the job. It's
No,
just
yeah, I don't know that anybody would at this point. Who is the one player that we lost that you were the saddest about? Mine obviously is Derrick Henry. Who would you
oh
say would be the saddest one we lost?
yeah, Derek, of course, and AJ. AJ felt bad when he left.
Had
Yeah,
to be the Eagles.
yeah. Well, recent ones, but the one that I think they hurt me the most was Steve McNair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and maybe Eddie when he went to play with the Cowboys. Well, he just played like for 7 games, so that's okay. I forgive you, Eddie.
Yeah, I saw there was a lot of firings like yesterday and today with coaches and head
Yeah.
coaches. So it's, last year at this time we were like, this is already starting to be a crazy, next season, and now here we are again. So
Yeah. And that's why I posted like I never trashed the team. I think I have only done it like once because I was like super frustrated.
yeah.
But I'm always trying to be positive. So I just try.
And
I
sing
just
when you're drunk, I think you said. So that's definitely a plus to become a GM.
yeah. So I said like I'm just gonna be like yeah, just do like comedy,
No, absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
instead of crying, right?
I mean, that's yeah, you're gonna, when Cameron would come in and I would just be like, why are you slamming doors and you're so angry? And I didn't get it. And then when we
Yeah.
lost in the cold, in the rain, I'm like, yeah, I get it now. Like I
Yeah.
totally like frustrates me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. Now,
Yeah.
I know you were fan of the year in 2023, but
Yeah.
you've been fan of the year before. How many times have you been Titans fan of the year?
Oh, well, no, I haven't just been once. You can only be once. If
Okay,
Fan of the Year
gotcha.
contest, it has been running from, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2020, 2021, 22, 23, and 24, I
Okay,
think. So
right.
what I have been named is Tennessee Titans Hall of Fans.
Got it. Okay.
I'm
Beautiful.
at the Hall of Fans of the Tennessee Titans,
Okay.
and I'm at this organization that is called PFUFA, that's Professional Football Ultimate Fan Association, that it used to be the fourth NFL Hall of Fame. So I'm a member there.
Okay.
I'm class of
Wow.
2019.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was selected to the Tennessee Titans Hall of Fames in 2018,
Okay,
and then I'm yeah the NFL Hall of Fame for NFL Fan of the Year for 2023.
got it. So 23, and then Titan Man was 2024, correct?
Yes, man.
And I'm
Yeah.
actually interviewing him when he comes back from the Super Bowl. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
super excited about that. Now, tell me about your experience going to the Super Bowl when you were Fan of the Year.
Oh well, it was a very nice experience. It
Now
was
who played that year in the Super Bowl?
about the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs.
Imagine that.
The Chiefs against the 49ers, and it was nice because when when I grew up, like on my dad's side of the family, they are 49ers, so no, it was cool. I went there with my wife. Actually, it was my third Super Bowl,
Wow.
but yeah, I got the prize and everything was paid for and everything. I got to go to NFL Honors. That's like the NFL Oscars.
Yeah.
It was very cool. It was very cool. We got to be at the cocktail there, and I was mingling with all the NFL celebrities and all kinds of people. Like I made friends with Danny DeVito.
Oh my gosh, my daughter's obsessed. She's 30 and she's obsessed with Danny DeVito. She's
Yeah,
actually
my
like
God.
behind the camera with her mouth gaped open right now. Now, did you wear the chili pepper head and all
No,
that? No. I
no,
can
let me
imagine
tell
them
you.
painting over in the honors and it's you wearing the head. So
No, no, I mostly most of the time I wear as a cowboy. I wear like boots and hat, cowboy hat. Yeah,
yeah.
so I've been wearing my cowboy hat. My wife, yeah, she went all out. She was like Vegas dressed. Yeah.
I
But
love I love that.
I'm just a cowboy. Yeah, and yeah, my daughter loves Matilda, so you know the movie Matilda.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I talked with Danny like for a whole 15 minutes about the movie and everything. He was super nice. And
Oh,
then we saw um, Prince Harry, and there was a whole bunch of celebrities there. Yeah, it was
oh,
nice. And then we went to they had this Sports Illustrated party one night before the Super Bowl, and it was very nice. It was at the XS. We got VIP passes and everything, so we party out with the NFL personalities there as well. It was a little bit wilder than NFL honors because honors on NFL honors is like a very like elegant thing or whatever
sure.
for the
Absolutely.
NFL. Yeah, and the other thing was more of a party, Sports
Right.
Illustrated party and everything. So yeah, we drank a bit and everything, and it was very nice. And then the Super Bowl, it was very nice. I got to be field level in the Super Bowl. Yeah, my wife loves Usher, so she
Oh,
got.
he was the halftime show.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was good. Like basically, I know it's different, but basically, when I'm just like Fernando, I'm a pretty like chilled and
Right. Yeah.
quiet dude.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
then you
super
can
quiet
actually
dude.
get when you become Chili Pepper, then you're this whole other persona that you don't have to take responsibility for on Monday morning. So
Oh yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
I need to come up with my own little niche where I
yeah,
don't have to remember anything on Monday. So
yeah. Well, yeah, but kind of. Like on game days, I don't drink at game days.
right.
No, not even at tailgate or the game because most of the time I take pictures with kids,
Sure.
and I wouldn't appreciate like my kid getting a picture with a dude smelling like booze.
No, I
Yeah,
love that you
yeah.
have,
So
I mean, you having the respect for the kids. So
yeah, that's what I do. It. Yeah, when I the first time I went to watch the Oilers to like a game, I saw this crazy dude. Actually, his name was Crazy George. He was yeah, Crazy George. He was like a super fan of the Oilers. Back
okay.
in the day, they didn't have that thing like super fan, but he was like the chili pepper of the time, right?
Sure.
And he was a crazy dude with a I don't know with a tambourine and stuff like that. And I remember like my uncle took me to say hi to him, and he was very nice. And I said, "Oh, that dude's amazing." So so in some sense, I try to do what he did to me when I was a kid. And besides, since my daughter is 8, so basically that's it. I wouldn't appreciate like a drunk dude saying hi to my kid. So,
No, absolutely. No,
so that's
I
why.
get that. Yeah.
But I'm not saying I don't drink, but I drink on like yeah, the night before
Right.
or whenever the
In
game.
moderation. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, at games, nothing at all. No
No.
no booze. No, no.
Cameron was never a big drinker until it was really cold, and then that metal plate on the wheelchair, and he'd
Yeah.
have us pour fireball shots down his throat,
Oh,
and he would get warm real quick, and then he was
yeah,
ready to scream and hoop and holler.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Well, sometimes when the game it's like super cold, like below like 27, I might get a shot or two of Fireball, but
yeah, you
that's
got to
just
stay warm.
yeah, yeah,
You're doing it for your health. You're not doing it for any other
yeah,
reason. So,
yeah.
well, now
And
I want to ask you a question that Cam would ask, and that would be, out of all the stadiums you've been to, who has the best food? Which stadium has the
oh
best food? Because I know it is not the Titans.
no, no, it's not.
I've only been to one. I've only been to the Oilers Stadium. I'm not the Oilers Stadium, but Lucas Oil Stadium. That's the only
Yeah,
one I've ever been to. So, which one has the best food?
I think well all around. I really like the Pittsburgh Stadium.
Yeah.
I like Pittsburgh Stadium and Green Bay.
Okay. They have
Yeah,
really.
I don't know if they do it like every time, but I thought it was very nice. When I went to Green Bay like 2 or 3 years ago. It was a night game. So after the game, everything that they had like leftovers at the concessions, they were just giving it away. Yeah, instead of like throwing it to the trash. So I thought it was a really nice thing to do.
That's really cool. Yeah. More stadiums.
Yeah,
All stadiums should do that. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
And
That,
the
that,
yeah, the
that,
sour dogs and everything they were good, but I thought that was a good gesture. So yeah, kudos for them. But I think the best food is oh, and they got this like hush puppies. Yeah, they were yeah, I
I love
remember.
Hush Puppy.
I don't eat that much at stadiums, but
Right.
yeah, and I don't drink water or nothing because if I drink water or drink beer or eat, then I need to go to the restroom and then
Exactly. Then you miss the game, and then you got to get
yeah.
back. It's a whole. Trust me, I know. I mean, imagine with the kid in a wheelchair. I'm like, you need to figure out what you need because when we get there, we're not leaving. We're not moving at
Yeah,
all. Not doing it. So,
yeah, so that's
yeah,
when unless I go with my daughter. Yeah, when I go with my daughter, it's a different game. But
yeah, absolutely. Now, this may be controversial. If you are not a fan of the Titans, who would you be a fan of?
the Bengals,
The Bengals. Why is
yeah,
that?
I like the Bengals.
There you go. I like the Dolphins because I like Mike McDaniel. I like Tyreek Hill, but apparently he wants out. So there's
Yeah,
that.
no,
The,
I have always liked the Bengals. Since
it's working out in your favor with our head coach.
yeah, but yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, I like the Bengals because when I was growing up, the first game I watched it was the Super Bowl, the Bengals against the um, the 49ers.
Okay.
As I said, my family is a 49ers fan on my dad's side. So I watched that game and I liked the Bengals because there was this running back called Icky Woods and he had this like celebration called the Icky Shuffle. So he danced. It was just a stupid dance, but
I'm about to find it and put it in this clip.
yeah, the Icky Shuffle. And then Icky Woods dance and then the QB was Boomer Esiason. And so I thought the name was amazing.
Right.
And yeah, and then the colors and everything. And then I grew up and I became an Oiler fan and everything. But I have always thought that the Bengals uniforms are amazing. And then I like Andy Dalton a bit, and then Chad Ochocinco. He's one of my
Yeah.
favorite players ever. And I do have an Ochocinco game jersey,
Wow.
and yeah, but I have it like buried in my closet, but I have it. And one time I said, like, I'm gonna wear it, and I wore it, and I was walking out my house, and I'm like, oh no. So I came back, yeah, and my wife asked, like, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna change, and she was like, why? I cannot wear this. Why not? It's your favorite. It's one of your favorite players. I said, yeah, but but no. So I changed, and I wore Oilers or Titans jerseys.
Right.
Yeah, I don't wear like nothing that's not Titans or Oilers or
Yeah.
Astros.
Right. No, I totally get that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the Bengals very much. When I'm not watching the Titans games,
Yeah.
when there's no Titan game or the Titans game has ended, I mostly watch the Bengals games, and I like the Saints too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the Saints, but I can tolerate the Bengals.
Yeah,
So,
I like the Saints when Drew Brees was there. I thought that dude was amazing.
yeah, I think Cam actually met Ocho Cinco at one point, I feel like. He went to the draft. Did you come to the draft when it was here in Nashville?
Yeah.
He went to the draft because that's when I found out that he drank. I did not know he drank. And there, at News Channel 2 actually panned over and he had a beer in front of him. And I asked him about it. He denied it. And I was like, it's on film.
On
You
TV.
can't deny this. And that's when I found out that I mean, he was old enough to drink,
Yeah.
but he was my baby. So I didn't, I wasn't real thrilled about that.
I,
But
I I have a weird story like that. When I was in college, um, I was well here in Chihuahua. We're like big on baseball,
right.
so we have this team that it's very good. It's Los Dorados de Chihuahua. So it's a professional baseball team, right? In the Mexican League. So I was supposed to be in college, and but a friend of mine, his dad, he used to be like I don't know, like a well-positioned politician at the time. So we got tickets, and it was right on the back of the home plate.
Oh, wow.
So I was there, and a tradition here is when you drink beers at baseball, you just start stacking, the cups. So I went home, and Dad was waiting for me. He said, "Where were you?" I said, "Like class." And he said, "No, you smell like beer." And I said, "Like yeah, after classes we went to play some pool, and then I came here." And he said, "No, you were at the baseball game." And I was like, "Hell no!" I said,
Oh, no.
"Yeah, I was watching the game on TV. You were sitting right behind the home plate." And I'm like, "Yes." Yeah.
Yes, yes, I was.
Yeah, so the same thing as Cam. Like
Yeah.
we got snitched by the TV.
That's exactly right. You got snitched. Yeah, there's a lot of videos of Cam in this world that when the day that he passed, that his friends were sharing, and I went, yeah, I didn't have to know that.
Uh,
I thought my kid was very innocent. He was
oh,
not, and he used that wheelchair to talk to girls,
oh yeah.
girls, a lot of girls, and he also used it to tell the girls that his make-a-wish was for them to go out with him.
All right.
Phone number. And I found that out in the ICU, and I was like, oh my, like I could have known, I could have like lived my life without knowing that. But they're, his
It's
friends made
life.
sure he had a great time.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
life. It's life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I just, I just want to thank you for being my
oh
first
no.
interview, letting me cutting my teeth with you. I have a lot of people lined up, and I'm so excited that you were my first one. Cam
Oh,
had a vision board going, and after a while, it just got hard for him to talk, and I wanted to do this. I wanted to carry his legacy on, and I didn't know what that looked like, and I just took some time to heal, and now here I am, and you're my first interview, and I'm so ecstatic about it.
oh no, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it very much and I feel honored for real. Like sometimes I it's an honest thing. Sometimes I talk to people and I say like, oh, I didn't know like, or no, that actually people like follow me and are like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't think that I make a difference at the game, but
You know,
yeah. And when this happens to me, I feel like super humble and honored. And for sure, if I can help out or if I can do anything, it's just a big family, right? It's
no,
tight
absolutely,
family.
yeah.
We
And,
all
and
we got. We all we need.
I will always say that whether I go to another game or not, the community that I created with my son,
Yeah,
it continues to be my community,
yeah.
and it's you're doing a great thing, and just the fact that you stopped to take the pictures, the fact that you stopped to take pictures with my son,
Oh, why
um,
wouldn't I? Why wouldn't
it's
I?
yeah. Not
That's
everybody
good.
sees him as the cool dude that you know him as, some people just saw a wheelchair and they didn't want to, approach. But, you and Titan Man and Mr. Titan and Lance and, everybody,
Yeah,
they just brought Cam in and went, man, you're just like a dude who just like runs just like we do.
yeah. The thing is that we are just such a small fan base, and we are like honestly, we're not like a hardcore fan base. It's just a few hardcores, and mostly it's just people that I don't know. They're transplants. They used to be like Cowboys or Falcons or whatever they used to be when the Titans weren't there, and they were like mostly bandwagon fans. So as uh, Kevin Bayard said, like we all we got, we all we need. So
Yeah, no,
we
that's
need,
exactly correct.
we need to stick together. And if the Titans don't give you or don't give us like a whole bunch of satisfactions, at
Right.
least we're
We have
gonna
to
give
do it within
satisfaction.
ourselves.
Yeah,
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 that's a
yeah.
good way to look at it. Absolutely. Yeah. So,
And
well,
going to away games, the games, it's not just about football. It's about camaraderie and just being there and just like standing up
no,
and
you
saying,
are
"Hey,
right.
I'm
I
here."
will tell you, we went to a Colts game, and it was when Dean Pease had his stroke, and
Oh
yeah, and
yeah.
I got cocky and rode all over our handicap van. You're out of luck because they had Andrew Luck, and I
Yeah.
got rip roaring drunk at this game. And I was sitting. We were in the handicap section, sitting next to a one-legged man in a wheelchair who was a Colts fan, and I was telling him how crappy his team was, and we got the pants beat off of us. And I had to leave, and I was like, I was mortified. And don't you know, our handicap van was parked next to his handicap van. I was like, get us out of the city as quick as you can. And I never smack talked again. Well, I did, but I at least waited a week before I did it again. So, yeah,
It's part of football. That's
it is.
part of football.
Trash
Yeah,
talk is definitely a part of it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But like trash talking, it's fun and part
it
of
is.
football.
It
I,
is.
I
Well,
do that. Like,
Fernando, Chili Pepper, you are amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time.
no, no, thank you for having me. Of course, it's my pleasure for sure.
Absolutely. Well, tighten up. I hope that we have a great next season.